Well met, lords and ladies, Jacob Butter speaking, and welcome back to another episode of... If you're wondering where I was before starting this time, my presence was required over on the Butter Bunch for the Tomodachi live stream that was happening today. And I say my presence was required, I'm not kidding, because without me showing up there, they wouldn't have noticed that they were streaming on private the entire time. So then that got switched, and so now there are 2 episodes instead of just the one. MatPat would definitely approve. Honestly, you know what? Maybe it is maybe it's like splitting that one up there, the VOD into 5. You never know. You never know. But in all seriousness, I wanted to come back here anyway because there have been, again, so few streams on this channel over the course of the last 2 weeks that I need to make up for that. And I'm doing so by following along with one of the recommendations that I got from the Emotion Energy Precure fan base, production crew, just, people within that circle, essentially. They all said, hey, check out this this video or something. Or maybe it was from the TV Potion here, actually. It might have been from there. I think I saw it in the comment section at one point. It was one of the two. But yeah, someone was like, hey, if you like this series, check out this one. So that's what we're going to do today. So without further ado, on with the review. And I'm not even going to unpause this time. I'm just going to appreciate the fact that we've got what we've got right here. It reminds me a bit of the opening of Kung Fu Panda, actually. Without the montage at the beginning describing who the Furious Five actually were, but more so the opening in Poe's room, where you actually get to see, the action figures for, the Furious Five and like how much like memorabilia he actually has going on there. Similarly, it seems like the element protectors here are in fact a subject of fascination for this main character. Not to mention also the logo at the bottom / watermark has 4 different elements there and 3 central protectors that are in the poster. Not that there are more people, but it seems like those protectors are 3, implying they're missing a 4th. And all of that's from the first frame. That's not even getting into the detail of like different like pictures you've got here of different people over the course of time. It seems like roller coasters like aging up. Potentially some people will be missing from there. Or not. Might just be a collection of photos. Either way, there's a lot to dissect in this situation, and I'm all here for it. So let's actually proceed with it. Okay, so we've got a little bit of a camera pan. Not since Royale Fairy Academy have I seen that attempted. It was like a little bit like a little bit sudden when it actually happens, but it was but as far as rotation goes in Gacha, that's probably the closest you can actually get without whatever deal with the devil they made on Royale Fairy Academy to make that possible. Still figuring that out to this day. But of course, it is counterbalanced by the fact that this is, a classic main character wakes up cliche, but at least we got that room shot, so it kind of makes sense. Personally, I would have taken out the flower in your hair. You could have squashed that while you were sleeping at night, but to each their own.
I hate waking up early.
Is that why you're already wearing your clothes seemingly? Or is this just a very elaborate set of PJs? Decent silent or des sons silents. Oh, we've changed like the sparkle highlights. I never see that done usually. But it's also lack of peoples, but oh wait, no, those are the peoples because the highlights are at the bottom. Okay, so the text being like synced up, not only like revealing as you move past, which again is something that I've seen in the Music Freaks, but also being in the actual mirror itself. Is it gonna actually stay at the bottom there? Is it gonna like fade past the mirror? It fades. That works too. Yeah, mirror stuff is always kind of difficult to figure out. But yeah, this is, I guess, a play on like the classic Gacha situation of, waking up and getting chained in like the same room and everything, which I guess like the evolution, because I've seen this like idea of like character wakes up, gets ready in the other room while the opening credits go. It's not just the music figures that does this. It is a common trend in general. Or because it evolves from that sound. 9 AM Flamin' Sweet or Flamin'. Okay, so the background is now panning. I know I just got done talking about like the benefits of like how, of like how that's done correctly in Scarlet Crown. Ghosty mentioned parallax background specifically, you know, accounting for this, but she also specified that the closer objects are to each other, the less frequently you should see them like, moving differently. And the camera's not even zooming in, so it is just a case the background's sliding again. Also, I did not turn the sound off. It just seems like there are no sound effects now, nor is there music behind this. Feels eerie. Also, I guess, all right, fair enough. So this is the regular outfit. So it was an elaborate set of PJs, I think. This is different characters. This is oh no, that's the sister from upstairs in the photos.
Hey,
Okay,
princess, how is your beauty sleeping?
still different outfit, more or less, but same color scheme.
Oh, you're
Also, hello to both of you. Forgot to mention that.
so funny. Morning, Mom.
It's amazing, by the way, the sister all this sounds like so quiet when there's nothing to distract you from that.
Morning, darling. Would you like some yogurt for breakfast?
Mm-hmm.
All right, gotta appreciate the little like nod there with the mm-hmm. Yeah, so immediately I'm definitely gonna say this seems like a case like no sound effects being added, like no Foley, basically. And that's holding this back significantly. Compared to the C4 Potion, yeah, that's one area that they desperately need to refine. Or maybe they did, because this first episode and there's several others where it came out.
By the way, I'm taking you to college on my way to work. Are your bags packed already?
Yep, I'm done packing, and it's surprisingly only one suitcase and one bag.
What?
Okay,
You
so dealing
sure
with
you
boarding
got
school, fair enough.
everything? Normally,
Oh, I don't recall your name. So if I've forgotten who you are, but hey, welcome, Missy, regardless.
you're the one with 2 to 3 bags at best.
Oh,
Oh, really? Is she the one with 2 to 3 bags? Could you possibly retaken that line so you don't have an awkward pause within it?
shush.
Girls, stop your bickering, please.
No, please, it's such a heated argument. I can feel the intensity of the emotion behind it. It's so palpable. Clearly they're at each other's throats right now. Really, cease this. Let there be peace, please.
Now finish breakfast and then get going.
What does she do?
Yes, Mama.
Did she give a thumbs up and then respond, yes, mama, like a minute later? What is going on?
Girls, wait! Here, it's something I needed to give to you, Martha. It was supposed to be given to you on your 18th birthday, but I was a bit skeptical of giving it to you then. Now I want you to have it.
Sure. What is it?
She wanted me to give this to you earlier.
Okay. Oh, you know what? I appreciate the unwrapping attempt there for like a package. I was like, okay, it's probably not going to be a pillowcase because it's normally you have to change that with Gacha. But hey,
But
and actually like it being customly like actually like edited into the hand, although it's gone now. I
wasn't
guess.
too sure if you want anything to do with that person left. So, here you go, sweetie.
I wasn't sure if you wanted this, so here it is.
Mom, thank you.
Did she just put it on with one hand?
I really like it and will wear it no matter what. It's from
No matter what. Cut.
Come on, little princess. We must get to the next.
To the next what? I think it's cutting out. Is it just me, or is anything cutting out now? Okay, I can hear a little bit of a train rumbling right now, but it's very, very quiet.
So,
Also, I'm guessing to not have that custom item constantly having a character with a collar makes a lot of sense.
excited for college?
I mean, yes, but I'm also afraid of the new environment and all.
I get it, girl. But hey, if you ever need someone to talk to, I'm always available.
Okay, so it's kind of clear now in this scene. Movement wise, I do like what they're doing here in terms of the movements aren't like too extreme or like going like all the way all over the place, but they're also not like entirely static. Aside from like opening their mouths and not changing as the dialogue continues. That's one thing I've seen a lot of gachas, by the way, where if a character like starts off with one expression as they talk, they'll keep that regardless of if their emotion changes as they continue to speak. So it's glad that they didn't like fall into that kind of trap in this situation.
Thanks, sis. I really appreciate that. Here it is.
Oh, then we do get footsteps. What was with the other scene being so silent then?
Looks modern. And filled with spoiled kids. You sure you want to stay?
Stop! I'm doing it.
Oh, I thought because if as a sister, I thought she was going like, you'll fit right in. But okay.
Okay. So you got everything? Toothpaste?
Yes.
Favorite plushie?
Yes.
Glasses for reading?
And yes. Are you done?
Just one more thing. No dating boys or anything close to that.
You sound like a dad.
I was going to say sound like a mum, but that's fair.
No way I'll do that. I won't find any guys or start dating.
Good.
It's not like it's
Now
college
have
or
a great
anything.
first day. Call me and Mama later today, once you're all settled in, and see you at winter break.
Will do. Bye, sis!
Bye!
That bye was the most emotion I got out of the sister. Her outfit is very nice, though. I will say that much because I know Aiden's busy with Tomodachi Life right now. He's designing his own outfits right now, but this is definitely a favorite look. I haven't seen a lot on the characters.
I'm sorry, Martha. I love you.
It's possible that the sister might know what's going on with the other person or what that relic was supposed to be. I was wondering about that, how much she actually knows herself. So, all right.
Jeez, this place is huge. How am I even supposed to find the main stage?
Well, if the background stops moving around you, you might be able to have some more luck. Also, knowing in the halls, shadow person.
Oh,
Oh, I thought they were like in the background there. Okay. Oh no, because these two backgrounds blended together. Okay. I mean, not the most seamless thing in the world, but close.
oh my goodness. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to bump into you.
It's alright. I'm okay. Alright.
I would have preferred if they like faded up rather than like an abrupt cut and a different angle so we reveal this character.
You okay? You hit the floor
Does this like have his hair like partially? There's something about his hair that's different there. Okay. Also, hello Layla. Oh, she's blushing already. This is a great start to the no dating boys
two
thing.
of us.
Yeah, nothing hurts. Thank you,
Tyler. My name is Tyler. What's yours, Cupcake?
I'm Martha. Thank you for helping
Okay, if you're gonna give someone a nickname, you need to like have the person say it with conviction.
me, and sorry again for bumping.
Between that, the bickering from before, and I think that the popping of the main character's microphone, Martha's microphone specifically, the direction needed to be a little bit more thorough in this
into
one.
you.
It's no big deal. Let's go to the main stage for the welcome party and the information center.
If the floor will stop sliding beneath us, then yes, we're going to go there.
No, I won't fall for any guys. I promise to Larissa I won't get together with any guys.
I mean, it is literally the first day. It's unlikely to happen on the first day or in the first hour. Not impossible, but unlikely. Okay, I appreciate how we're doing the crowd shot here of like this, the shadow characters. You can see that there's a little bit like faded shadow over the bit above them, implying there are people, that are in front that we know that with the casting said shadow on them rather than the silhouettes in the background. So, not a bad way to do a crowd shot, honestly. Easiest thing to replicate in Foley. So yeah, at least they didn't miss out on that one.
Welcome to Luna Civet Academy.
Just Danny's gonna reboot the series. Okay, so anyone doesn't know, Just Danny is the creator of Rare. Which okay, I can definitely see why you'd want to reboot it, but there's only 6 episodes in, considering that it all seems to be getting started. Okay, fair enough then.
An academy formed by the most powerful brothers and holds the most valuable books of magic, history, and knowledge. The 3 brothers,
Which you probably would all learn from your brochures, so it's on natural exposition.
decided to open this academy to the world. So students,
Yes, which is probably why most people are here. Why are you telling them that?
like you all, could come here and study or find out more about people's abilities and their own.
Yeah, they know why they're there. They chose to be here. Why? Stop telling them that.
I, the principal of this academy, welcome you all to your new adventure in this academy!
Like I was saying this academy constantly. Does the place have a name? Did I miss the name in the exposition
Here
before
are
that I
your
already knew?
times tables, dorm numbers, and other extra information about
Times tables? More like, what, like 2 times 2 is 4? Is that gonna get that kind of times table?
campus and other rules. You'll be starting your first meeting with your homeroom teachers and main class. The next day, classes shall start like normal for you all. And after the first week, there will be a trip with your main classes, so that you'll get to know each other better.
Honestly, not a bad setup. You know what? More colleges should do trips in the first week. Actually, you know what? I did. I think it was like the first like couple of months that I was in college for. I actually did partake in a trip that the English Lit group were not the English Lit group, not the English Lit. What? Well, that was a different college. Sorry. The creative writing group were embarked on basically. It was designed mainly for the for second and third years, and I was the first year at the time. But there was some open spots, and they said, "Oh, you do it. May as well, get to know some people, like actually get experience this kind of thing." And I'm so glad that I did because COVID happened immediately afterwards, and was cancelled both years afterwards. So if I'd waited on it, then I wouldn't have got the chance.
Is everything understood? Then, welcome to the academy!
Again, the academy, this academy. I mean, name, please. I mean, honestly, like, I know that the all this person was like for us, the audience. I'm not blind, but the one thing that it would make sense to say in this moment is the name. Welcome to name of place. That would feel natural compared to everything else. That being said, I do like the transition looking like a phoenix of some kind. That does suggest that suggests a deeper lore towards the magic, and we're here to learn that. So let's go. Maybe being purple, even that's like appropriately magical, I suppose.
My dorm is in Block G, room 104, and it says that we will have roommates. That's gonna be interesting.
Same, but
Oh wow! I just realized like the paper was like shredding off of his hand.
mine is in Block B, room 108.
I guess the blocks just mean that boys
Oh, there's like okay, I've got Discord notifications set on. No, we've got his
and girls
phone.
are going
Okay.
to be separated.
Yeah, I mean that's honestly when it comes to college, a lot of the time they just like don't care anymore. That's mostly a thing up until high school, from what I found.
Yeah, but I'll still
Oh,
come
well.
to visit you if you want to hang out and stuff.
I mean,
Also, I'm guessing Block G and Block B would be boys and girls then in that case.
sure. But I just hope my roommate won't be a pain or a brat.
Same, but I'm sure it'll be fine.
You're right. I gotta go now. See you around, Tyler.
See ya.
Okay, we've got some actual, background music. We've just the same track a couple of times. Oh, and she stops and immediately the room starts sliding again. Oh.
Oh.
That was kind of smooth, actually.
Okay, here goes nothing.
As someone who also made a magical academy where, wristbands are important, I appreciate the detail behind that. And there being two colors that fade together.
Well, looks very comfy.
OMG! Hi! You must be my new roommate! Hi, my name's Sophie. Nice to meet you.
Oh, okay, that detail there with the shaking of the hands and like the cupping of that was appropriately Gacha Life 2 right there. Love that.
We'll become the bestest of friends in no time. I love your necklace. It looks so cool.
Yeah, I love your partially obscured necklace that is hard to discern because of how it's like put together in the outfit.
You like fire. What's your favorite color?
Oh,
I'm so sorry. I get very excited over meeting new people and
That's great, but you didn't let her answer even after you realized you let her answer.
it's a habit.
it's fine.
By the way, one thing about like these eyes here is because like they're set to like the eye color that you give them, like the iris color. It looks like characters bleeding if you do it like that, or just any color. There's a common thing actually. You got to change that back to white if you want like to have these be effective in the way that they're intended. So yeah. Oh, I think I bumped the camera. I bumped the camera. Great. It's stuck.
My name is Martha, and I like the color red and black.
That's so nice. I love the color green, brown, and yellow.
Wow,
You can say the colors. Okay.
You're the first person I know that likes the color brown.
I know, right? Like, why is it such an underrated color? I like it and I stand by it.
I guess the connection going to nature, green and brown blending together actually as a joint preference makes a lot of sense.
You're funny. Want to be friends? Since we also kind of don't have a choice but to get along.
Yes, of course I want
I mean, she already said we're going to be the best of friends, so yes, she wants to be to be friends with you.
to be friends. Eek!
That equals probably meant to be more of an onomatopoeia, but okay. The next day, 8:57 a.m.
I can't believe we're in the same class. And we have 3 classes together.
I can't believe you walked silently and then decided to start talking about this, right after you got into position. What is this, Tenet?
Same. I'm excited for the lesson and to see how the rest of our group is like. More specifically, the teacher, though.
Yeah, but let's see it in the positive way. We have each other and we'll go through anything together.
I mean, wondering about what the group is going to be like is not necessarily positive or negative. You can hope for the best.
You're right. Let's head to our main classroom then.
All right then, let's head to our main classroom. Oh, okay, we've got eyeless freaks for the first time. And one that's wearing glasses. If you're gonna have the character wear corrective lenses, don't take away their eyes.
Good morning, dear scientists. I am your homeroom and science teacher, Mr.
I do like the fact that a magically inclined academy actually has a science class. That's very nice.
Scott Anglong. Welcome to your first semester at this college. Today we'll be doing some boring paperwork and organizing stuff.
Is he going to say just kidding?
I'll also show you the first topics of magic science, which will be
okay.
our first topic of this class. Any questions so far? Yes, Martha, what's your question?
Okay, that definitely could have used like just a raised hand or something, like hesitation or whatever. I don't know.
What?
Yeah, see? That hand was raised already. Why just cut back to that?
How do you know my name?
That's my power. If I look at someone, I can know anything about that person.
Ah, so it's their quirk. Anything.
Quite useful, ain't it?
Yeah, quite useful. Narratively speaking, incredibly useful.
Wow, that is very awesome.
Okay, so just be able to pause is getting like way more substantial right now. You know, it's like, you know, the yes, Martha, I get, but then afterwards, like, yes, Martha. What? How do you know my name? Ah, well, you see, my quirk is to know things about people. That is very useful. I know, that feels like something. There's always like a gap that is way too long for a series that's voice acted. Because with non-voice acted gacha, you can afford to be a bit slower because people want to like read things. Basically, it's hard to like get a sense of that. But when you're trying to deal with like naturally sounding conversation, pace it up a little bit, you know. And protect us from Casey's Sapphire Wolf. That's what I posted for the beginning. Oh, I see. So it wasn't a case of her becoming one of those. It's more just okay. All right then. I think I actually reviewed one of the episodes with Element Protectors. I might have done. There's so many element-based series that kind of blend together in my mind, but it's possible.
But my actual question was, what would we be doing on that class trip we're told to do?
Okay, not about J-Cuts.
Ah, yes, the class
Oh, now they fixed the issue with the pacing. I mean, after I pointed out.
trip will
Of
be
course.
next week, if I'm not mistaken. We'll be going to the Elec Park, a historical park full of history, and also a great playground for children. Well, we're gonna stay there and look at the history of magic wars and play on the playground. Along
Ah, yes, a basic playground for children. Just a thing that college students tend to flock to en masse. Obviously.
with
We're so sorry for our tardiness.
It's very much alright, Lily. I'm glad you still made it.
I guess she's not going to question why the professor knows her name. Only Martha is going to ask questions that the audience, you know, need information filled in on.
Class, please welcome your pre-students for the next years. Please, introduce yourselves.
Good morning. My name is Lily. My power is light manipulation. It's so nice to meet you all.
Morning. My name's Connor. My power is teleportation. It's nice
Those feel like two different
to meet
takes.
you all.
Any questions so far?
It's nice to meet you all. End your sentence. Oh, okay. That like little like eyebrow twitch there that was nice.
Yes, Zoe.
What are your ranks and
Okay, so I know that when you have characters with no eyes, it's normally because they want them to like just be in the background and not actually say anything. If you're gonna keep all of them lines, why not the privilege of vision?
what are your courses?
Well, we don't have any actual ranks here, but we do have certain power ranks. Blue means calm powers, green means nature powers, black means mixed abilities, and yellow means helpful powers. I'm a blue, as you can tell. My courses are power science and history.
I'm a black, I guess. And my courses are power science and technology and weapons.
Wait, hold on. Did you say they have actual ranks and then please explain like what like ranks you are? Hold on, let me just go back again. Rewind that for a second. Okay.
Morning. My name's Connor.
Oh no, sorry, I've already gone past
Well,
that.
we don't have any actual ranks here, but we do have certain power ranks.
So you don't have actual ranks, but you then proceed to explain the ranks and say what ranks you are. What is the difference between an actual rank and a power rank? A rank itself normally grants one an amount of power. Or even like actually ranking specifically, you know, the word implies a power structure or a hierarchy. But if there's just different classifications or something, why are those called ranks? They should be called groups or something else. That makes no sense.
I'm a black, I guess. And my courses are power science and technology.
Also, you guess? You've been assigned this, right? It's been perfect explain what those things mean, so why would you not know that?
Technology and weapons. That's so cool. Thanks. We hope to get to know you better next week.
I just noticed the face tattoo on the other extra.
On the
That's
trip.
nice.
Alright then, thank you.
Although again, interesting to like define the face of somebody who's had their eyes removed so you don't focus on them.
Connor and Lily for taking your time to come here.
No problem, sir.
Okay, that I gotta commend the actors for. It's not easy to sync up your dialogue like that. Ah, yes. One of the people involved in this, someone recommended this to me in a previous episode. I think I was reading the Deceitful Potioneer, or it could have been Emotion Energy Precure. This was a recommendation, so you got someone else to thank for this. But yeah, welcome everyone.
Tyler,
Dane.
we're over here.
Oh, they're still sliding.
Hello, ladies. Who's this cutie over here?
Yeah, see, that's what I mean by the pauses there. You know, I feel like after like his reaction, there shouldn't be like that moment of silence in there. He just like come in and say the hello, ladies. We don't need the extra bit there because we've already had this the shot of them. We know where they are. We know where they've waved, so they don't need that again.
Oh, quit it, dingus. Your flirting got old.
I mean, got old. Have you two met?
Still the good old Sophie. How are you?
Okay, they have met. Fair enough.
I'm doing alright. How about you?
Good as well. I can't believe this is how we meet up again.
True.
I mean, was it unlikely that you two would have gone to the same college? I don't. Okay.
Whoa, wait, you two know each other already?
Oh, maybe they drifted apart so after some point and then drifted back again. That's fair.
Yes, ma'am. We've been going
Oh, see, if even they emphasized the pause there, why was that was that an awkward
to the same school since 3rd grade.
Why was that why did you give like a crying face for that?
Wow, I was worried for no reason.
Don't worry. We already know how to know each other well enough.
Oh, yes, we do.
Pause.
Great.
Pausing. Yeah. Pause. Silence. There we go.
So kids,
I'm all for visual storytelling, but when there's nothing being furthered in the vision that we already didn't get from everything else, don't keep it there.
giving me a headache. But the new students are very quiet and nice.
I'm guessing this visual here was a compromise between having the desk props in Gacha and actually having the existing desks in the background of this actual shot.
Well, that sounds just perfect, doesn't it?
That's true.
I'm curious about all the different, designs of the face accessories they've got going on. Basically, aside from the rose tattoo from that one extra, everyone else seems to have something else to see, like an example of their magic or a different manifestation, or just a face covering in general. That element I'm looking forward to seeing in the future for this.
True. What now?
We'll start training.
Oh, the brown type queen. Well, it's got one green eye, I suppose. All right then. We'll start training, and I'll start shuffling in place. Oh, there you go. Let's see your name. Oh, it's Zebby! I recognize Zebby. Okay. That's not the thing. Okay, about these credits. if someone's actually trying to read the credits, it's very difficult. Like, you know, I've got like pretty good vision, but like, so I'm fine. But like everyone else is like, okay, there's a lot of problems like in the gacha sometimes like text fading into the background, and then this example here was like, ah yes, here's the cast. Come on. The outro is quite fitting, and it's good to see that there's like actual content that was made, like, you know, we can get to see in the future for this. But of course, it comes at the expense of, you know, what's going on here. Oh, and there's the inspirations. Oh, and then the intro. Okay, sure. All right then. So that was episode 1. To be honest, I probably can extend this a little bit and go into episode 2. I didn't have as much to say as I thought I might in this case. Yeah, seeing as a lot of you showed up right now, I think I'm gonna go and watch. I'm gonna watch episode 2 on this video as well. So bear with me while I download that, because you know, seeing as you've all shown up here by pure coincidence, I might as well not make you like wait a week, because that is what would happen. Incidentally, because you're new to Gacha Review, I never go back to the same channel you know, earlier than a week's time, because I want to be fair and like cover, you know, all my bases. So yeah, all right then. But while the video downloads and you know this continues, I will just say, okay, I get why I got the recommendation for this. You know, from a production standpoint, visually speaking, it's definitely up there. The background details are spectacular, even if I misinterpreted the beginning and equated to Kung Fu Panda a bit more than I possibly should. You know, the fact they were still there, you can go back to them. You know, that's all commendable. The designs of the characters, you know, particularly some of the outfits, especially the sister's outfit, like I said before, also something that's, you know, taking advantage of the medium a lot more than is done on average. And the movement of the characters not being like not having too many poses, but just enough to make them feel dynamic, despite the lack of like moving mouths or something along those lines. You know, so a good marriage of those ideas. Audio wise, there's definitely some issues here. So the thing is, from there seems to be that the direction was very laissez-faire. Martha's VA definitely popped the microphone a bunch of times more than, you know, you would think, basically, or you would hope for. There were some other points in it where it seemed like people were just like reading the script rather than actually like, you know, emoting properly, like the bickering scene between the sisters. You know, it's like, oh no, let there be peace. Stop your bickering, please. It's so dramatic. So yeah, it's that's one area where I'm like, okay. And also the editing of the audio together, like, you know, the pauses in between, like I said, some of the time it works, but some of the time it just cuts the pacing or any sort of like natural interaction that you could possibly get, even with the lack of direction when it comes to the voice acting and the refinement that would come with that. So, you know, it just kind of feeds into into itself. Definitely not an episode I recommend anyone watch with your eyes closed. It would just not work. And the subplots like just did not have sound effects or music at all, and those felt very eerie in comparison. Like they picked up later in the episode, but then they just never got like made for like the beginning scenes, which I'm very confused by. So I don't know. Story wise, aside from the exposition not feeling very natural in this case and missing out on a few details I would have hoped would have been covered by now, there's not too much that to take issue with at the moment. You know, these elements seriously need time to actually manifest and to demonstrate themselves. So, I guess that's exactly what is going to happen at the moment. So, the video is downloaded, so hopefully I can get it on the screen right now. Yep, here we go. So as a special treat for everyone, here is episode 2, and then we'll cover episodes 3 and 4 maybe next week.
Where
Oh, this is different already. Possible dream sequence?
am I?
Find that kid! He couldn't have gone far.
You know, I just made a comment on the Tomodachi live stream I was doing right before this that, you know, sneaking behind and hiding in that game seems to be like how it was done in Gacha Studio, where no one seems to be, you know, seem to hide around behind anything, and just crouching makes you completely hidden. Although it is possible she's just watching this as a casual dream observer, so it does not count.
What is going on?
Oh, okay, so now we get the main. Okay. Yes, we got the classic like music freak style intro for the first episode, and this is the okay. Incidentally, anyone watching the VOD of this, depending on if this song is copyrighted or not, this might end up being like removed from the audio, so just bear that in mind. But hey, this right here, that's how you do credits, you know. They've got them in actual bold, not actual bold, but in actual like borders, like, you know, shining text right there, and the people's you know, like handles. That's how it's done. It's even like this one, like, you know, when the text actually like blends to the background, it's the same color as the background. The borders actually make it more visible. We'll let the handles a bit longer on screen. But oh well. Don't know why I need to say fantasy drama sci-fi, you know, that should be evident in the content itself, but okay. And now we have the faded text again. And other voice actors, I guess these are other characters we didn't see in the show. That's quite the extensive cast, actually. Oh yeah, I guess this sort of like, you know, cuts the reveal of the full necklace that we haven't seen yet. Yeah, kind of a shame, but fair enough. I do like the transitions that are going on here, especially. Oh, this part we've seen. Live action moving backgrounds? Okay. Interesting blend here. By the way, one thing about these series is that most of the time, if they have to pick a main character, it's always fire for some reason. Don't know why. I will say I had an ongoing like make-believe series, you know, growing up in primary school, where I was also the fire user, but I also never claimed to be the main character in that, so I don't know. Interesting how it's happening.
What was that? Who was that person? Where was I?
Actually, you know what? I'm going to say the opposite advice here. I would have left a bit more of a fade at that point, rather than going straight back into here, because, you know, that's a part that need a bit more, like, extra pacing. But most of the rest of the series does not.
Morning, bestie!
Oh, wow. Okay, you're much louder than we were last time. Okay, I'm going to turn down the volume a little bit.
Sleep well last night?
Yeah, I slept well. Let's go eat breakfast now.
Okay.
Interesting. So no reason to lie just yet, but
Okay,
okay.
I'll start making us tea.
You do that.
Where's the tea? You mentioned tea. There's no tea.
Oh, it's so delicious.
Okay, you know what? I love whenever like someone actually goes for, you know, actually sounds like they have a mouthful of food and something. Like, obviously you shouldn't talk with your mouth full, but in voice acting, it's a fun thing to do, and it shows you're actually like thinking about the actual text rather than just reading.
Did you learn to make such good omelet?
Thank you. I learned it from my mama. She's the best cook ever, and always taught me and my sister how to make traditional meals.
Aw, that's so cute. Well,
Another thing is we actually have the characters actually like chewing properly in this situation. Obviously, it's difficult to when you're doing like a food scene to actually have a character like take a bite and scoop up and eat it. That requires a lot of post production, so I get why that's not done here. But again, a nice like healthy compromise between those ideas.
she definitely knows what she's doing, cause
Also, this dorm is like much more like it's much better furnished than I was anticipating. But hey, more college dorms would look like this.
this is amazing.
Thanks.
So, what classes do you have today?
I've got magic history, maths, and power training today. So nothing much. How about you?
I have technology and weapons, lab work, maths, and power training.
I said loud work for a second. No, I misheard.
That's a filled schedule.
It's fine. I love my timetable. It's comfortable and full of activities.
They both said power training at the end of this. I imagine that power training is how we're going to end this episode and they're going to be together again.
If you're happy with it, then that's all that counts.
Yeah, that part there with like it had them continue eating instead of like just looking at each other and smiling, but yeah. Main stage.
Hello, sports friends. I'm Mrs. Hill. My power is hypnosis, which is the reason my left eye is closed.
Okay, I don't follow that. Why would hypnosis require your left eye to be closed? Like you say it like that's an obvious thing. I mean, you can extrapolate from that maybe her power is always activated, and so if anyone stares at her eye, then it would be constantly closed. But that's just a supposition I have. That's that's not proof of anything. It's like oh yes, of course, every hypnotist must wink constantly. Obviously.
In this class, we'll be training your power skills and control over your abilities.
I knew it. I knew we were going to skip to power training.
Any questions so far?
Every teacher says that. Every question so far after introducing just the one thing. But yes, I have several questions about said eye, but oh well.
Well then, let's start this session by just you going
Did her hand just... I think her wrist just twisted. Jeez.
together in pairs to show and help each other train your powers. Chop chop.
Yeah, her wrist keeps like twisting, like, in the opposite direction.
Chop.
Yeah, chop chop, and then they will stand there. Again, you see what I mean with the pacing. Also, if you're doing sports, recommendation, take off your jewelry.
Sophie.
Martha?
Which would have been a very, like, nice detail of, like, oh yes, immediately turn to each other in a crowd, but just the two of them, and it took forever to get on screen.
We're a team. No excuses.
Okay, then. I understand. I agree with you. 30 minutes
Come
later.
to think of it, I haven't asked what your powers are.
I mean, pardon. You've been doing power training for 30 minutes, and the idea of like what someone's powers are never came up. What have you been doing in pairs this whole time?
It's, complicated. My power is complicated.
Oh, don't worry, we've got half the class left to find out. We've got time to go over it.
How about yours? What's your power?
Okay. Let me show you my powers.
Twisting your wrist again. Yep, called it. Main character's always fire. Also, you probably should have had it to back up before you showed that. Unless it doesn't burn you magically, which is possibly the case. But if not, you probably should have told her to, with her and her long hair, to take a few steps back or take a few steps back yourself.
Hide it!
What?
Hide it! These powers are dangerous, and, well, no one should know that we have these abilities.
Oh yeah, no one in a magic academy should know you have one of the 4 magic powers.
What are you saying? What's wrong, Sophie?
I have such powers as well. They're the ones from the legend. We can't show them out here in public, though.
Sophie, what are you?
The legend.
Yeah, see, you can't just be special. You gotta be the most special of all.
The powers of the legend. That's what she's saying.
To be fair, Sophie is very loud in general, so this makes sense as someone over here.
Lily! We were just about to start training.
You know what the best thing about this character is? Her eyes being that piercing and that bright does suggest, I'm seeing into your soul here.
And, crazy.
In fact, actually, being like black and yellow specifically, there's actually a concept in nature called aposematism I've gone over a couple of times, which shows that certain colors in certain intensities actually do connote danger. Like black and yellow, particularly if you see something that on an animal in the wild, it's not a usual combination. It suggests that thing is dangerous. That's why a lot of venomous toads have that color, for example.
You see, we
Don't be scared. Me and Connor also have these abilities.
Oh, look at that! The all the characters we've named thus far.
Just make sure to hide them in power training, or keep them low, or call them differently, or something like that.
So here's a question: how are they supposed to train their powers in power training if they can't show them? And again, I go back to this: what have they been doing for 30 minutes if not this?
Will do. Thanks.
Can someone still explain this all to me?
See, okay, again, that pause there. Didn't need
I
it.
don't understand what's wrong with our powers.
The legend of the...
I think I know where this pause thing is coming from. It's coming from the idea of you want there to be a reaction that the character has that's not just verbal. Which I get. The thing is that usually when that happens, it's during this thing, the same part of the scene, rather than cutting the conversation short just to have that and then emphasize it and then continue. Acting is reacting after all, but these things can happen simultaneously. I think that's what's causing the pacing issues here a bit.
Students, get inside and stay in your dormitories until further notice.
The soundtrack changed. You must run. The non-diegetic music is coming for you.
Tyler, what's going
Oh yeah, I guess Tyler is the outlier in this case instead of
I have no idea. I was just in class when the bell went off and we were assigned to our dormitories.
Yeah, then why are you here? Because we established in the previous episode that Block G and Block B are not together. So why are you standing around here?
This is normally the alarm for emergency evacuation, or if the school is having problems. But in
oh yeah, it's not really an evacuation if everyone's staying inside.
So far.
You think it could be connected to us using our powers earlier?
As long as the conversations don't feel fast-paced. Well, why shouldn't they feel fast-paced? Conversations are fast-paced a lot of the time. Why would you not want to try to emulate the natural flow of a conversation with someone? Especially when you're introducing characters who have such bombastic energy some of the time, like Sophie. Sophie would be the kind of person who, even in the previous scene where she was oh, what's your favorite color? What kind of powers do you have? What's your favorite spell? That kind of thing. She was going for that, but then suddenly that just gets undercut every time. There's no reason to diffuse the tension just for the sake of it. If anything, it takes away from what's actually going on.
Could be, but let's not jump onto big conclusions yet. Let's wait it out and let the teacher decide what to do next.
Powers? What does this have to do with your powers?
The ones from the legend, remember?
Oh, so we're just not... okay. So we just got done saying, hey, hide these powers or don't talk about them or whatever, don't manifest them. But hey, now that we're in an area with more students, more tightly packed into here, because they've been ordered to go to a location specifically, now we can just have a casual talk about the powers of the legend. Oh yeah, what a great idea that is.
I told you about them. Oh, and you said you had one too.
Oh,
Yeah, just expose him, why don't you?
Wait, you use yours?
No, but Martha did.
And I still don't understand what that means. What?
Yeah, see, now Martha addressing here when she's being acknowledged, like, in that direct moment, yeah, like, don't pause there. That's how it's done.
What's wrong with my powers, and what legend are you talking about?
The legend of the 4 relics.
The what?
Gosh, did you live under a rock? The legend of the 4 relics is literally the most told story in history.
I'm not good at history.
Figure.
Okay.
It's the legend of the 4 elemental powers that formed our world, creating everything around us and protecting it. But one day, they vanished after a deadly battle between the elementals. Ever since that happened, no one has ever heard.
Martha's like a late bloomer. I'm getting the sense from Martha that her mum and sister hid the truth from her for as long as possible. Because remember, in the previous episode, they talked about her necklace, which I assume is one of the 4 relics, and that being supposed to be given to her on her 18th birthday, but the mother was skeptical and waited for longer. That does suggest that there's something being hidden from her. So I understand why she doesn't know. Martha being the audience surrogate here makes a lot of sense and makes the exposition actually feel more natural than, for example, the principal in episode 1 being like, yes, this is how the school was founded, this academy here with no name apparently, and now we're opening up to the public being you, who of course already know why you're here, so why am I telling you? That's the thing about exposition. If a character should already know something, it shouldn't be said like that in that way. But because Martha doesn't know, it makes sense to just explain things directly in this scene. It's the difference between natural and unnatural exposition, and this series has both of them.
Heard of them again. But legend has it that the powers to keep the world together and colorful are kept inside the 4 relic jewels. The 4 relics. You must have awoken the 4 relics by using your powers.
So now you're saying you have to use your powers.
Wow, that's insane. But why did they just now activate?
Probably because only now all of you have used your powers. Water, nature, air, and fire.
Okay, but wait. So does that imply that none of them that not all of them have used their powers before, or like in their general vicinities, I suppose, like ever? But they just like do them casually anyway, or like they just knew about their things, so they must have used them historically.
I'll be right back.
Okay. New questions so much now. Welcome to Gacha Review.
Hey, how are you holding up?
I'm doing alright. I'm just a bit scared.
Yeah, so I guess no one's going inside their dorms.
I get it. Me too. But hey, I'm sure I'll be alright. The teachers know what they're doing.
What are we supposed to do?
What's
Okay, that's a decent cut.
going on? The alarm has never rang before.
Is it an attack?
What do you mean it's never rung before? Lily literally said it's the usual alarm for evacuation, suggesting that she's heard it before.
Or the government is coming to visit?
What? No way. That would never happen.
I've been teaching all day. Give me a break.
I mean, you're offering actual suggestions. By the way, another thing about this, about having like a visor on the side of one's head, because of how Gacha works, if you like laterally invert the character, it will flip from one side to the other unless you correct that manually. It's one of the drawbacks of how Gacha is programmed, and it's always been the case.
No. Calm down, everyone. We can't help the students if we all freak out or start panicking over something that can be solved.
What is
I mean, you do have to identify the problem in order to know how to solve it.
happening, Haiti?
Take a look at the news.
So the news is just covering this right.
Early this morning, the government received...
Okay, that pause I don't mind because that happens a lot in broadcast if they don't know exactly when they've been like queued in, so they wait a couple of extra seconds. That's normal.
A rather threatening and mysterious message from an anonymous person. The video, which was
anonymous person? Why was that like said? What was that said with like
sent, will be shown here.
Hello? Yeah. Okay. Another thing with news broadcasts, they have all this stuff queued up already. They have people on standby doing these things. If they have footage, they're not going to wait, or they're going to have like some sort of like graphic on the screen before this point.
Hello, dear humans.
Oh, now this performance I can get behind.
You have something we need. Or should I say, want back.
Oh, I'm vibing with this voice particularly. Like that's such like a just a blend of like breathiness, like some like element of rasp, and like pushing it from underneath. Like, oh my goodness, yeah, this kind of thing could easily hurt, but no, you just have to force it out with one. Oh, that's I might steal that voice at some point. That's really good. That's a good idea.
Who we are is unimportant at the moment. It'll only become important once you start to stand.
Talk about Apex's performance in episode 2. Is this Apex right now? If so, I agree completely with this.
In our way, or become a threat to our plans. Don't test us. We're much stronger and distributed everywhere. So give us the 4 relics and all shall be good.
Okay, yeah, definitely something triggered the 4 relics right now rather than, you know.
Tick-tock, humans.
I guess because they've been like all delivered, I'm guessing is for the real reason why they've just manifested now.
Oh my iris.
I wouldn't have cut the music here. That pause there, great, but yeah, you gotta let the music linger for a bit. I would suggest in that situation because it's non-diegetic anyway. It's like the news crew chose that for their broadcast. So you know, while their faces are you know on screen shocked like this as they should be, keep it going, build up the terror.
This is horrible.
The 4 relics. Could this be a message from...
We have to pull up the protection barriers and keep everyone inside. No one shall be allowed...
But you haven't already put up the protection barriers by this point? What have you been doing this whole time? You said everyone go back... Oh no, it's the Kesseru situation all over again. For those of you who haven't seen Kesseru, as it turns out, with this family who is like constantly under attack, it turns out that their best method is don't train up the youngsters to help out or anything or to defend themselves. Make them sitting ducks inside one location they're not allowed to leave, and then hope that the forces that are trying to destroy them don't happen to find them in the moment. Yeah, that's it feels like that, except at least in Kesseru, they had protective barriers. There was a whole episode revolving around the barriers starting to fail, which means that they at least had some security in place. They thought it through a little bit, but this sort of like, until we find out the problem, we're going to sound the alarm and just twiddle our thumbs for a bit and then check the news, and then we'll discuss putting the barriers up. What the heck?
To leave the school grounds or enter them.
Haley, if it is them, then we have to find the people responsible for this power outburst. It could be the relic powers that attracted them here.
I mean, that's great, but put the barriers up first, then start your search. Because then the people who actually are responsible can't leave.
Then we must find the power holders. Georgia, you just had power training classes. Could it be one of your students?
Well, they all just kind of like sat around for 30 minutes doing nothing, so not really, I wouldn't have thought.
I mean, maybe? I don't know. Some of them just sat around and didn't do much.
That's my power. Prediction. Oracle powers, here we go.
Maybe
Once
ask
again.
around. If you find the students of whom the powers belong to, send them to my office right away. All right?
Welcome to Gacha Review. That also happens quite a lot.
Will do.
What are we?
Okay, that was a bit of an interesting idea to like pan across to silhouettes. If it pan across like student reactions or something, that's great. But like, why focus on the silhouettes that are already by their own nature out of focus?
What are we waiting for now?
I guess until the teachers decide on what to do next. I've never had an alarm like this.
Well, you're new, so you wouldn't have had one.
Students, we are sorry for that incident. It was a necessary call out for protection in the news. We received more threatening warnings.
But the news didn't. Okay, right.
In order to assure your safety, we're on lockdown, which means no one can come inside school grounds or exit them.
By the way, as a way to save on dialogue, actually, this could have been the moment to explain the lockdown when they decide the solution. We need to see them like come up with it and then repeat it again. This could have been the moment.
Please go back to your dorm rooms and stay there for the rest of the day.
So the same instruction you just got before, but actually obey it this time.
We'll continue school schedules for the rest of the week from tomorrow on again.
Wait, what? What is happening?
What was in the news that has the school to be on lockdown?
Kids never listen. They're college students. Okay, you know what? Let me recreate that scene as she entered. Let me just show you like how that came across. Right, give me a moment. Oh, there we go. Oh, my camera froze. I can't do that anymore. Try that again. Here we go. All right, behold. You see what I mean now?
A message from the unknown? What could that possibly be?
Whoa.
Okay, that should have like come with like a notification of some kind, or like, you know.
A message from the unknown?
Oh, well, gee, thanks. A message from the unknown could mean a message from the unknown. Thank you for clarifying that, Tyler. What would we do without you? Seriously, truly invaluable info right there.
Figure that much, dumbhead. But from whom and what exactly did it mean?
Oh, so well, which incidentally, by the way, I guess they're not in their dorms anymore. So once again, they've disobeyed. So yeah, you're right. They're still learning to actually listen to simple instructions.
Oh my goodness.
What's wrong, Sophie?
That's...
Versus a live action. I eagerly await the day that a Gacha series gets a live action adaptation. Because I think it'll be neat to see, honestly. Don't know what series that would be necessarily, but you know, I look forward to one of them getting that treatment at some point.
Whoa, Sophie, breathe.
Who is that? Or what is that?
Maybe music for... yeah. In all likelihood, if a studio picked it up, but I mean, even like this is the internet, so some creator could decide like, hey, I'll just pick up like this particular one, and then we'll like either I'll adapt like their own show or someone else's. That's what I kind of mean. If it's a studio production, you are right. It will most likely be Music Freaks, but you know. I also love that series. Yeah, I can tell there was an homage to it at the beginning of this series. Which, by the way, already reviewed all of Music Freaks on Gacha Review before. That's you know, that was we did that one a few years ago.
What?
Rosa can do anything. Yeah, I'm not sure if again if it's a studio that gets picked up, I can imagine that. I don't think Rosie herself would be the one to make the live action adaptation, if anyone. I doubt it.
That's all.
Connor, you gotta calm down. I know it's scary, but panicking and freaking out won't help. What even got you so worried?
It's nothing. I'm just worried about this situation and my parents, I guess.
And your parents, but okay. As far as you know, the school's under attack, but okay.
I get it. I really do. But to reassure that they're safe, we gotta be safe as well. Let's call them.
Oh, look at that. Connor, my son. There we go. Oh, that's why, because you're spawning it for me. Okay, fair enough.
Good idea.
Ah, the number
Hello
one
there,
thing.
kiddo. What's up?
Okay, normally I complain about the mic quality behind this, but actually, considering that this is like an over-the-phone conversation, it having some sort of, effect on it to begin with makes a lot of sense. Also kind of reminds me a little bit of FNAF, honestly. Hello there. So, the animatronics, they do tend to, roam more freely a little bit, or something like that. I don't remember the dialogue.
Hey, Dad. How's Mom? How are you two?
You've heard the news. I see. Okay. Connor, we need you to stay strong. I'm guessing that the college is on lockdown right now, which is
That doesn't answer the question, how are you and Mum?
good. It means you're safe.
You're right,
Yes, great, but are you safe? He's worried about you.
but I'm still afraid. And what about you?
We're alright.
Prefer to have a microphone yet on this phone. Well, again, for this situation, it was. I'm glad you upgraded, but in this specific circumstance, because it was mostly over the phone, I guess like the parts that were actually, you speaking normally, probably not, but
Don't you
didn't
worry
sound that
about
bad.
us. How is your friend Lily? Are you two together right now?
Hello, Mr. Helft.
I mean, they're not supposed to because they're meant to be in separate dorms, but oh
I'm
well.
alright, and don't worry, I'll stay by his side if that's what you wish.
Well, hello there. That's good to hear, girl. Thank you already.
Did you just morph into a different character? What just happened there? Wait, go back.
I'll stay by his side if that's what you wish.
Well, hello there. That's
Yep, no, they just morphed into someone else. Okay. I guess Connor was born through mitosis of these two different entities. Good
good
to
to
know.
hear, girl. Thank you already.
No probs.
Mom.
Hello, son. You know I'm right.
I'm just.
Okay, also, again, love Gacha Life 2 poses where someone's actually leaning on someone else. That's very nice. Although it would then mean if Connor actually shuffles away like he just did right now, that her arm would also move and she would probably be dragged in one direction. That's one thing to be wary of.
Glad you're both good.
You don't have to worry about us. Make
Oh, and the background starts sliding again.
sure
Great.
to look
my
after
favorite.
yourselves first and inform us of any further actions.
Will do, Mom. Bye.
Bye, son.
Take care, kiddo.
The four relics,
Blacked out was
huh?
part of the episode. You blacked out for O'Neill's scene. Oh no.
And that dream, could they be connected?
That's a possibility.
What are you doing?
Packing. You should do the same.
Why? We're on lockdown. We
Also, this wasn't a bed in the previous scene. What happened?
can't go anywhere.
I'm leaving to find them. Either you come with me or just let me go.
Find what?
The four relics.
Okay, that pause again makes more sense. Oh, that sign's interesting. The sign for Omega, but backwards. Okay, fair enough then. Oh, so they actually are in one body in the... Okay. Fair enough then. Took me by surprise, but sure. All right then. So with that, we've already seen the outro, so I won't play it again. But hey, I think also maybe is the text a little bit more defined? Maybe not. But now we've seen all these different methods behind it. Okay, so I am wondering again. The whole power trick thing, they acknowledge the fact that the people just sat around for ages, but what were they supposed to do otherwise? Just like, they said get into groups and do something, but that's not really like that good instruction of any sort. Like they're not supposed to like if they're meant to build their powers, then what they're supposed to do without guidance? What's the point, basically? So yeah. And definitely in this episode overall, as far as like the methodology behind what the characters do, and oh, I saw that for a split second there. And how things seem to be progressing, or the idea behind the logic of this, like, yeah, it's starting to show a few more logical gaps than there was probably needed at this point. Because having things that will make you ask questions is great, but not when they're unintended questions that should have been where more confusion is caused on purpose. So yeah, that's that's one thing about this. Performance wise, I think a lot. I think this definitely shows an improvement. Visual wise, they're about like the same quality wise. I would say because that was already pretty decent to begin with, so it just kind of maintained its position. But yeah, audio wise and and performance wise, it's getting there. Some places it's not quite where you would hope it would be. There are some parts where it just feels like reading from a script, but not nearly as many. Sophie particularly stepped up in this episode from the previous one, like way more. Martha also, but Sophie to a much greater degree, I would say. They're not helped by the pacing still, but I've already gone over that. This is a case of like, okay, don't reduce it for the sake of just having it reduced. Reduce it because it means something to the story. There were a couple of panning shots as well where it's like, okay, are we just like showing off here that it's like that it's possible to do that, because it seems like the focus is again splitting up where it shouldn't be. But hey, that's basically that. And of course, I gotta mention once again the best scene of the episode. And now the voice I will be trying my best to remember and actually incorporate into something. Like, yeah, that's yeah, absolutely. So yeah, bring your red game and actually feeling like you're inhabiting this world rather than it being a slightly nervous to step up to the plate. Fully embrace the madness. It's easy to do that when you are a more like outlandish character. I'm not gonna lie, that's why a lot of the times when I do gacha voice acting, I like to be those like larger than life characters for that reason. But having the grounded voices is a skill onto itself, and has a curve of its own to master, and it seems like people are embarking on that. So yeah, all right then. Okay, it was the best part for now, but not to take away from the market improvement overall. But yeah, so yeah, that was episodes 1 and 2. So tune in next week when we'll go over episodes 3 and 4. We'll be starting a little bit earlier because I started late because I was again doing another stream of Tomodachi Life on the Butter Bunch. But yeah, we'll be here. So yeah. Don't tell me too much in terms of spoilers or anything, because I mean I'm going to figure out eventually, because I'm gonna continue with this. So yeah, subscribe if you want to see the to make sure you don't miss those, because it might not be exactly a week from now. Depends on like how things line up, and how the streams tend to proceed. So hope that would work. And for now, I guess yeah, they've got for 3 and 4. Great. Hope some of you stick around for some other reviews as well if you're interested in this kind of thing, because entertainment all round. We'll actually have guests that aren't playing Tomodachi Life at the moment. There'll be some more people here. So, glad you all enjoyed that. So please leave a like or dislike because your opinion matters, and subscribe if you haven't done so already. And on that note, until next time, farewell.